What's good, YouTube? It's your boy, Blue Blood Sports TV, back at y'all with another one. So, former unified 3-belt WBA, WBC, IBF welterweight world champion, superstar boxer, Errol the Truth Spence Jr., 28 wins, 1 loss, no draws, 22 wins by way of knockout. He comes out and he debunks the reports came out by Rafael, who reported that March 29th, Errol Spence will be back in the ring against Sebastian Fundora for the WBO, WBC titles, as well as his fighter on Man Down Promotions and close friend, Frank the Ghost Martin, as he set the face-off against Edwin De Los Santos in the co-main event, according to Rafael. Errol Spence came out now and said that's wrong. That's not happening. So, Rafael reported that that Gervonta Tank Davis and Lamont Rose Jr. fight was postponed from November 14th in Houston, Texas at the Toyota Center because they was having issues with the venue. Now Rafael is reporting that Errol Spence will be back March 29th, and he ain't pull this out of his hat. Rafael didn't make this up. Somebody at the Premier Boxing Champions informed Rafael that this was the case. He didn't pull this out. He didn't wake up today and just say, let me make up a story. Somebody informed him, just like they informed him that the Toyota Center, they was having issues with the Toyota Center, and that's the reason why Tank Davis fight was pushed back, right? Rafael is being misinformed and misled, and they're using Rafael to put information out there that clearly is just trying to get ahead of things, right? I don't get it. Rafael is not this far off. He didn't wake up and just make this report up. Maybe the data is wrong. Maybe it's not in Las Vegas. But again, he didn't just wake up and make this stuff up. Just like he didn't wake up and make up that information about Tank fighting Lamont Roach in Houston and the Toyota Center, and they have an issue with the Toyota Center. No, somebody told him that, right? For him to put out that information, using Rafael to deflect or maybe even to mislead. And he's not involved in negotiations. He's not involved with what takes place behind the scenes. So he's going off of what he believes to be credible sources. And once again, they're wrong, according to Errol Spence himself. Not only Errol Spence, but earlier today, when this first came out, Frank Martin came out and said he don't even know what he's talking about. Don't know where this came from. He ain't hear nothing about it. That's what Frank Martin said. So, again, Rafael has connections, right? And he knows people. So I'm pretty sure he knows somebody in the high place in the PBC that informed him this information that garnered him to go to social media and report this today. And there seems to be miscommunication with the PBC and their fighters. Reason being, I told you guys, there is no budget with Amazon. Amazon does not have a budget for the PBC. They simply do not. Which means that the PBC has to get sponsors and investors to invest in these fights. And these fighters are not going to go out anymore on their word and just, okay, well, we'll just wait for the pay-per-view back in to pay me. They ain't going to do that no more. Not the high-profile ones. That's why Tank Davis wasn't happy with his situation and still ain't happy with his situation. Right? So, again, Errol Spence we ain't see Errol Spence in the ring in 2 years. Sebastian Fundora ain't been in the ring. It was reported March 29th. Sebastian Fundora, that would make a year for him. What happened to Keith Thurman? It's just nasty work, man. It's nasty work. So let's see how this unfolds and plays out, man. But that's all I got for y'all. Follow me on Instagram at Blue Blood Sports TV, all one word. I mean, I had my hopes up. I was hoping that this was the case. I was hoping that it come to fruition. I was hoping that it was real. Finally see Errol Spence back in the ring. That's what I was hoping. Turned out not to be true, according to Errol Spence. I hope it's just the date and the location that's wrong, right? I hope they did come to an agreement and the location and the date is misinformation. So we gonna find out, man. Let's see. I mean, think about this. Errol Spence got in the ring with Fundora in March. In March. Again, he got in the ring to promote and start talking and start building up this fight in March when Sebastian Fundora beat Tim Tszyu. And there's still no movement? Come on, man. But let's see how this unfolds and plays out, man. But that's all I got for y'all. Follow me on Instagram at Blue Blood Sports TV, all one word. I'm gone. Peace.